In this episode of Shipwrecked, we are joined by a few of our favorite people from the Forgotten Runes Wizard cult: Elf, Bearsnake, and Jitcy. Elf is a co-founder and the lead artist, Bearsnake is a co-founder and the COO, and Jitcy is a Swiss Army knife team member taking care of the community and whatever else is necessary. We dive into their backgrounds before creating Forgotten Runes, the vision behind Forgotten Runes, different archetypes to build around, thoughts on AI and Web2 companies adopting blockchain, and so much more. As always, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Red Beard Deeds and guests may own NFTs discussed. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We are here today with a good portion of the Forgotten Runes team. We got two of the co-founders. We got Jitcy. We have Bear, co-founder Elf, team member Jitcy.
Permanent Cobalt Jitcy.
Cobalt Jitcy. We're here with the first episode of Shipwrecked out of NFT LA 2023. It's a rainy, shitty day out here.
I flew into LA and I was promised good weather. It reminds me of that scene in Die Hard when he's like, "Yeah, come to the coast, we'll party, we'll have a good time," and you're like, "The fuck." This doesn't look like we're having.
No, we were gonna record outside.
Yeah, when it gets nicer.
We have a nice area out
Yeah.
there. We were planning to do a little recording out there, and we had to audible to the living room.
But now we're in this beautiful living room.
Yeah,
so this
there's
living
definitely
room,
never been a porno shot in this
no.
room.
So I have a theory about this house. We'll just start here, guys.
Yeah, tell us about the porn in the house.
So supposedly this is supposed to be Elvis's house.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I could see, like, the vibe a little bit being like maybe he was a house that he lived in for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a picture
Right.
of Elvis right there.
But I said to Deez last night, the thing about this house that's a little telling is that there's another TV over here.
With the Jesus sticker.
Right. So what I believe is happening is that sex would happen on that couch.
Where I'm at right now.
Where you correct.
We did not shine
and you
a
would be
black
able
light
to
on any
look
of
at
this.
that as to like your angles.
Oh, that's the monitor.
It's the monitor. So I believe that they said this is Elvis's house, but really this is like a major porn house.
It's a
is my
front.
theory.
Why not both?
I could be. By the way, the best thing about this house is that it's Jewish because there's mezuzahs all over the doors. So it's a Jewish Elvis
Sex house.
sex house,
What
Very comfortable.
right?
Yeah.
what does
Bear's
the
like, yo, this is
mezuzahs
my house.
represent?
What?
What does that represent, the mezuzahs?
The mezuzahs?
Yeah.
It's like a prayer. Usually it's to protect your house. In this case, it's to make sure you have good sex.
Yeah.
Safe sex. It protects you from the sex gods. So, yeah. Especially when you're doing porn D's, as you would know. You need to be very careful.
I haven't. I'm not very well versed in that field. I'd have to do a little research.
Why we're here and we're talking about this, why hasn't OnlyFans used a token?
Oh, it'll get here.
You think they'll get there?
It'll get here. I mean, maybe not.
Here, you might
yeah.
you have to pass it around when you're talking.
They'll get here. Maybe.
Tell us about OnlyFans.
Tell us about
Wow,
OnlyFans
that's
stuff.
the one topic that I'm going to tackle, right? The gamer guy is going to tackle OnlyFans. No, I mean,
You have to. There you go.
sorry. I mean,
Now
it'll-
let's just start off. You have an OnlyFans account,
right? I have 7 of them.
7 of them.
Several.
No,
I
meaning
have-
like you're not on it. You're
No.
Subscribe to 7?
You subscribe,
I don't have any of it, to be honest. I just observe from afar. But like,
especially the gamer girls.
yeah.
Yeah, I just have a lot of friends who use it.
Yeah.
It'll eventually get here. It just makes sense, right, for it to be a payment rail eventually. But like, it'll just take time,
Right.
I mean, we see people talking about it constantly on Twitter that are just like, "Why hasn't it been here?" I mean, we saw a couple like funny coins that were trying to angle in that way during the bull.
Do you remember Spank Coin?
Yes, everyone was.
Oh
Everybody
my
was about
god!
it.
How long were you guys in the space for? Just so I could understand.
I am early. I'm only like 2 years in at this point, but like I grew up being a Steam kid, so like I've been
Okay, so
integrated
you've
with
been
internet
integrated. Got
for
it.
a very long time.
Okay.
I'll let them
Yeah.
say how long too.
Couple years. 2019-ish, I would
Nice.
say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm latest to the party.
Oh, really?
I showed up when Elf called me and was like, "I want to make a TV show,"
Okay.
and then it was crazy from there. So like spring of 21, maybe.
Right. So there used to be this thing back in the day during the shitcoin era. The real shitcoin era. Now there's not. These aren't shitcoins.
Shitcoins with pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Shitcoins and pictures. And there was this thing called Spank Coin, and there was a porn star who represented it. I can't remember her name. She was really hot though. I really wanted to buy.
Red Bear's pretending not to remember.
No, I really don't. I have no problem telling you. I just try to remember her name. It'll come to me eventually. But yeah, they did try that with Spank Coin. But I just think it's obvious that we need to put. I believe sex workers are workers like you and me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like you're a dev.
Yep. Legalize it.
and sex workers have sex. It's just right. So
Yep, no difference.
if we want to legalize it and make it safe, the best way to do that is do it on the blockchain. And if we could create a payment system where we don't have to worry
Sex
about
to earn.
right sex to earn, dude. Geez, that was brilliant.
So
Get
what,
on Rug Radio right now.
Sex
Let's
to earn.
coin that before Farouk steals it from you. Okay.
wait, what happened to the spank coins?
I
They
mean,
didn't
I
make it.
think it was just they just went. they
Well,
went
one
down.
cycle, there was a climax, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
there was a
almost
resolution.
positive.
And then they shot a blank.
Yeah,
They shot a blank.
who is that account of that guy, really funny guy, and he died? He had sex with her, like, right? Like, wasn't there a deal or something? They could, like,
Funny guy who died.
John McAfee.
no,
Good guess. Good guess.
not
Screech.
Screech. It was
Another good
a
guess.
CT account. Rat, what?
Ratwell didn't die, did they?
No, then it wasn't him. Somebody died. There was a big account. He died. I think he
All right.
he had sex with her for.
This is the best start to the
All
podcast.
right, all right.
Sorry,
So,
okay,
so
go
since we bring on the ice,
Yeah.
we kind of know roughly when few people hopped into the space. How did you two meet? Because you said, Elf called me. We wanted to make a TV show, and you were like, "Fuck it, I'm in." So clearly, you were friends in some good capacity.
Yeah.
For you to just say like, "Fuck it, I'm in to make a TV show." That's a big thing.
No, we met a long time ago at a YouTube studio, and I was the animation director there, and Bear just did the same thing he does now, which is just fuck around and talk to people all day.
You're welcome.
And yeah, so we worked there for a few years, and then
That was like 2011, 12?
and then Bear went hard on VR and hired me for a brief time for some VR things.
I underpaid him.
He fucked me over.
I didn't. That's a joke.
And then I just went off and said, "Fuck you, Bear. I'm going to do my own thing," and released.
And then you hired him.
And then I hired his ass.
Full circle.
And then now I'm underpaying him.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna pay you in coins,
Spank coins.
bank coin. Right. I got the perfect.
I didn't
coin
know.
for you.
I just took it.
You're like, yeah, well, this
deal.
sounds great. You know.
It was pegged. No, what was cool about so we met like now it's over 10 years ago, and it was clear Elf was basically making animated shows for the biggest YouTubers, and this was like first gen YouTubers. So this was like PewDiePie. This was like Equals 3.
Ray William Johnson.
like the Shay Tards and Cassim G.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring it up is first, Elf is one of the most amazing artists I've ever met. And I've been in the creative space for a very long time, mostly in entertainment and music, and this guy's just got the touch. And I think as you all know, amazing artists, it's not just about the visual, it's about the meaning behind it.
100%.
And the context that he gives to art is unbelievable. But what was really cool about Maker, it was essentially the first gen digital influencer, and so we were on that front edge of watching like the democratization of content, where no longer did you have to go to a television or film executive who would like subjectively decide if it was good enough.
So what about that process did you see about the digital asset space, and was like, oh, wait a minute, that makes sense, right? Like, what was that aha moment for you?
Yeah. It like YouTube was one of the first places on the internet where gatekeepers were removed. Like, you don't have to pitch a show to a TV exec or a film studio. You can just make it and put it out there and get 1 million views
And create a community.
Yep, exactly.
How'd they create communities back then, though, without like, they were
You subscribe to, you can
subscribe,
like, comment, subscribe.
Interesting.
And I think what's cool about Web3, not to fast forward, is no longer is like we're adding another thing. It's like comment, subscribe, and like have a piece of known.
Direct access.
Access.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, and so there's that. And then another thing that really hit me hard during that time was like internet memes started to become like a mainstream thing. Like the first memes I remember was do you remember that website, You're the Man Now Dog?
Yeah.
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 That was like the first like meme site I ever saw. But like you couldn't really make money with You the Man Now dogs. And then YouTube sort of became like a vector for meme culture. And it was like the first time I realized you can like monetize an entirely new culture. You can monetize imagery.
It was like, remember that kid? I don't know if you remember that, the Maya He song.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
It was like
Numa.
Yeah, that kid made the Numa.
Oh yeah.
And that was like the first time I remember. I was like, yo, something's up here, man.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
It like exploded, and then like the Jedi kid with the.
Oh yeah.
And what it's funny because for me, a moment actually that I think was very much overlooked in our space was the young girl with the burning house down put her picture up as a, and it sold
Disaster
for
girl.
a decent amount of money, which
Yep.
I thought was really important movement because I'm like, yo, this is provenance.
Yep.
This is exactly what it is. Now, like, look, we're not at the point yet where everything's on blockchain, so if something gets posted, like they're making money on it, but we're taking that step in that right direction.
Yep.
So I guess not skipping ahead, but I'm curious because you both worked in that field.
Mm-hmm.
How long until something like YouTube is like, okay, wait, this makes sense? Like, we want to adapt into this sort of thing. We want to have, or are they going to look back and be like, and by the way, and just be like, yo, this is not what we're doing. We're doing this differently. Or like we're doing it the same way we did it, just we're never changing. Yeah, no, I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's two ways it plays out, and no one's going to know. I think, a comp to this question is Viacom, which owns Paramount, and they're a big entertainment studio. They came out and sued Google and YouTube because of copyright infringement. And because a lawyer was the CEO of that company. And so he was like, we own the IP, it's ours, no one can use it. And that lawsuit lasted 8 years. Wow. And in that time, they started their death spiral. And the reason I bring that up is because Google and Meta and all these big Web 2 companies, Amazon, have an opportunity, absolutely, to come in. The question is when do they make the jump? Right, so they're making a shit ton of money now. We can all talk crap on them, and they're going down, whatever. They're still generating a ton of money.
Agreed.
And at some point, they will have to decide if they want to jump from where they are now into a new territory that's unknown. And most will not do that and just die, hopefully. But maybe some will make it. I am of the camp that they are just too big and built on an old system that they're not going to be able to make that jump. Maybe they acquire another company that could be that company,
right?
Yeah.
And then they just get absorbed. But yeah,
do you see more like a company like Disney having an easier time jumping towards it versus something like Meta and Google?
I don't, because it's their entire business model. Like, look at what they're doing right now in the past few years. They're buying up all this IP and they're diamond handsing it. If you make fan art or anything with their IP, with Star Wars, with the Muppets, with Pixar and Disney characters, you get a DMCA, you get sued. For them to wrap their heads around decentralized IP, I don't think they will ever do it.
So I think that's a good question. So you say decentralized IP. Like, I would argue that why everybody says decentralized, and it's a really nice thought process to have, there's also very much where you could be a centralized IP by also being somewhat decentralized.
yes,
Yeah.
a balance.
And it's a balance
yeah.
that I think people don't fully understand in this space. And they're like, well, I'm not fucking with that because that's not decentralized. And like, do you really understand what decentralized is? Like, it's not going to, you can't have mass adoption without it, right? I mean, like, at least that's my...
No, I hear you. Like CCO is like fully decentralized.
Right.
I don't think that that's actually the most effective way to build, let's just say, blockchain IP. I think a hybrid model is actually in order here, which is what we're trying to do, actually, where we sort of retain some sort of, I guess, ownership to the extent that we can still do anything we want with the characters. And so what do we do with it? We're developing a TV show. We're making a comic book. And, like, we don't want to have to negotiate every single character with every single community holder to do that. Furthermore, I don't even think our community wants us to do that. I think they want us to run with it. I think like a hybrid model is actually the most effective.
Yeah, I think, not to get into the weeds, but like the TLDR is that the rights to Forgotten Runes characters, you have every holder has commercial rights, and they can make up to $5 million and just keep it all to themselves. And after that, then there's a split between our DAO and then Magic Machine, like our company, which I think is pretty cool because you can make $4,999,000 before ever doing it. But how many people are going to do that? Not many. Like that's
Right.
the 3% of creators, right?
Agreed.
And so, but at the same time, we have a right to use those characters in these major media expressions. And the last piece is, it's like the internet. Like the 3% of the internet are creators, and the 97% are the audience.
Right.
And so you need that 3%. So in our case, the 3% is Elf is our master storyteller. He's creating the lore around our world. But when we want to make a TV show, we hire an amazing showrunner who's our guy Derek Kolstad created and wrote all the John Wick movies, and
Wow.
he's just a killer because like that's not our skill set, that's not our community skill set. But if they can create these like big media expressions, then people can start to fill out all the stuff underneath. There needs to be like a structure, and someone needs to lead. So it's a balance, I think.
That said, though, Derek is using the community's content as source material for the scripts that he's writing. I mean, we can go deep on that, but like the Book of Lore is where all of our community keeps their lore, and so.
Well, explain what it is.
Yeah, well, so when you own a character, you have right access to that character's page in this Book of Lore. It's a digital book on our website. It's got over like 4,000 entries in it now, and it's just like the lore and the biography behind every character that's owned by our community.
That
And
they're writing.
Yeah, that they're writing, and
They're writing on their own.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like that.
Exactly. So that now that's like the source material for the comic, for the show, and whatever else we make.
That's great. Now, talking about wizards, do you have like a wizard fetish? Is that how you came up
Yep.
with wizards?
You know what my favorite thing?
And
about,
also, do you look at Bear and be like,
I'm ready.
he's growing a beard to look like a wizard,
to look like a bear.
to look like a bear, right? A bear wizard. So I'm just like, where'd wizards come from? Like,
No.
I mean, I love wizards, but
Yeah. No, I think my favorite thing about wizards is that they're sort of a contradiction in themselves. The wizard archetype is simultaneously they're a joke, they're clumsy, they're kooky, they're wandering fools, they're like raving crazy homeless men on the street. Just think about the way like the hobbits talked about Gandalf when they first met him. They thought he was a joke. And yet,
well, that was when he was gray.
sure, fair
When
enough.
he was white, though, they're like, yeah, it's a whole new ballgame, right?
Yeah.
No, but they're goofy and
And all powerful, godlike, dangerous, almost omnipotent, can defeat a freaking Balrog. They're like able to encompass those two extremes at the same time. And I think that like that's a very powerful archetype. You see it everywhere. I would classify the crypto community that way. It's full of jokes and jackasses and weirdos and memes.
Misfits.
And yet
Not deep.
we are
Degenerates.
wielding this almighty technology that
Yes.
is like ready to destroy the world in the best way possible.
So you've always had a thing for wizards.
Yeah.
Did you go to Comic-Con as a kid?
I've never been to Comic-Con.
You should go.
I should.
There's a
I should.
lot of wizards there.
Perfect.
So
yeah.
while we're on the topic, I'm going to name I'm going to name some wizards.
Okay.
You have to tell me if you're going to marry, kill,
Fuck or kill?
fuck.
Fuck, kill.
Marry,
Okay.
fuck, kill.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Gandalf.
Okay. You have to give me the other two, so I can.
Okay. Gandalf.
Uh-huh.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. That is a wizard. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a third one here.
Name 1,000.
Gandalf.
Well, it can't be Dumbledore.
No, it can't be Dumbledore. That's a good one. Okay, Dumbledore. Obi-Wan Kenobi we consider a wizard,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's totally a wizard.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Gandalf.
Okay. I would kill Dumbledore.
Why would you kill Dumbledore?
Because Harry Potter's my
Hot
least
take.
favorite of all the.
Well, this is a hot take here. Wait,
of
let's
all
go.
the wizard.
Did you read the books?
I did. Yeah, I read all of them.
Okay.
So bye, Dumbledore. See ya. I
Rest in
think
peace,
I'll.
Dumbledore. It's over.
I think I'll fuck Gandalf for
You'll
sure.
fuck Gandalf.
Because he's the most powerful, and
Wow.
yeah, I mean
Wouldn't
it
you
would
marry
just be
him?
wild.
Like while you climax, like there's gonna be like those crazy fireworks that he lets off.
Exactly.
He's gonna be smoking a pipe while you're doing it.
With some hobbits in the background.
Some-
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is like getting kinky now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gandalf's practically a god. I don't know how much you know about Middle-earth lore, but he's practically a god.
You want to fuck a god.
Yeah,
you wanna fuck a
exactly.
god.
And then Obi-Wan, that's a lifetime hold. I mean, he's
okay.
he's a mentor.
I like that
he
answer.
teaches you things.
I approve
He's
of all
gentle, right?
Let's
right?
ask Bear. You would agree on that? On those three?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. Usually I argue with him, but I think he's good
I've
to
argued
go.
with Elf enough to know that there's no change in anyone's mind here, and I also think I agree with it anyway. So
And
Yeah,
Deez,
yeah,
what are
definitely.
you doing?
Deez is going to
Deez, let's
disagree
go.
on Dumbledore.
I don't want to fuck any of them. I'm gonna just kill.
Well, you don't have a choice.
Might do a lot of killing.
Choose.
I don't know. I don't want to marry Obi-Wan. I'd probably marry Gandalf.
Okay.
You have a long life with Gandalf. That's what I'm thinking. You have a lot of fun. Also, like, and when you're married, you have at least sex once a
I
year,
was going to say, you're still getting the sex fireworks.
right? And at least once a year, twice if you're lucky.
Yeah, he's
on your
just powerful.
birthday, maybe.
Probably.
Definitely on hers.
I'm not a Star Wars fan at all, so I would probably kill Obi-Wan.
Ooh, that's a
okay.
hot take there.
Okay, Darth
Yeah,
Vader.
there we go. There's done.
And,
And you would-
I guess
you would
I
marry-
have to fuck Dumbledore
Dude, but wow.
for killing Obi-Wan. That's my punishment.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
That would be an interesting type of sex with Dumbledore. Gotta get him to
I feel like I know exactly what you guys are going to film here next.
Yeah, exactly. We're about to do
That's
some
what I got
wizard
the
porn.
TV for.
That's the TV.
That's not
Just
Jesus.
watch
That's
it up there.
Dumbledore.
So, if I had to say to you, if you had to pick a wizard in the blockchain world, who would it be?
You mean like from the collection?
No,
Oh,
fuck?
like
what person?
an influencer.
person.
There's actually a few.
You could give us a few.
I really like Raoul Pal. I think he's
Okay.
pretty interesting. I
I
like
could see
his
if
whole
you had to grow
macro
a beard.
outlook.
I don't know
yeah.
if you can grow a beard, but yeah, probably not.
He's got a lot of good things about to say on tokenizing culture. Go ahead, Jitzy.
I mean, the first thing that came to mind, and this is going to sound so like cliche coming from someone from Forgotten Runes, but like Dota, like quite literally is one of.
Dota's a... Yeah,
I'm not even.
you're
like,
such an ass kiss, but you're also right.
I'm not wrong. Like anything around blockchain, my go-to is just like I'm gonna ask Dota about it. He's literally a blockchain wizard, in my opinion.
Well, he does have a wizard now. Is he part of the wizard club for ordinals?
Dota
He's our
is
third
the
partner.
third founder of Forgotten Runes.
So we should talk about that. So I started buying ordinals pretty early on.
Did you know like Dota and like
No.
his threads and stuff?
We just followed each other for the first time.
Fantastic.
Because I got on the like the fourth day in, I think it was. I got on Rug Radio, and I'm like, yeah, everybody should be buying Bitcoin ordinals. I was actually passing a kidney stone at the time,
Jesus.
and I was in my bed, and I was like, I had nothing better to do.
How bad was it? Was it bad?
It was the worst. It's not the first time I've had it, and it's pretty much the worst feeling known to humankind.
Do you wait until you just are ready to explode because you're so scared to go?
To the bathroom or the hospital?
Both.
Well, the hospital's not so bad because they give me morphine. So when I'm morphine, I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is great. I don't feel anything.
But when you're home in bed, you're like
it's bad.
You're just you're so afraid the next time you have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like imagine a hose, and they're putting a watermelon through the hose.
Oh God!
But the watermelon has spikes in it.
Oh, dude.
See, like when a woman
not so bad.
when a woman gives birth, I don't mean
Sorry, this
I'm
is
gonna be a little vulgar
Babies don't
here.
have spikes.
Drink water.
Drink water. When
Everybody,
when women
hydrate.
give birth, their vagina
Yeah.
expands.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, as a father, it could expand too much and rip and could get ugly.
Yeah, but they're-
Just giving you all fair warning who haven't had kids yet. Do you have
But
kids?
they're
Just get ready
built. They're
that.
built for that pain.
But they're built
though.
for exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're built for it. Like
They can
women
handle
are
it.
stronger than men because they like give birth and it's like, boom. Men, when we
Yeah.
have this,
Or so, yeah.
we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Kill
Like,
yourself.
I'm on the floor, I'm crying. My wife's like, it's gonna be okay. She didn't do that when she had her third kid. She's like, yo, put me on the table, cut me open, take it out.
I'm scared because I actually didn't drink water until I was like 30 years
No,
old.
you're
when I
finished. You're definitely gonna have kidney stones, and you also have like red in your beard, and I think redheads like have.
Yeah,
They're like susceptible to it. Yeah.
I may have to DM you.
Yeah,
have you walk me through.
I'll get on the phone with FaceTime. It'll be great. Talk to you. So
All right, sorry, we
who's your
detracted.
wizard?
I mean, I feel like it's like Satoshi. I mean,
Yeah.
Satoshi's a wizard.
that's who I thought you were gonna say.
No.
Yeah.
But I should have said
yeah,
that.
Vitalik. There's a bunch of wizards. That's
Right.
a warlock.
So I think that's the point. I think there's a lot of wizards.
yeah. Well, I think that's the whole thing. Is like, I was just at ETH Denver where we got to hang out, and it was I think my favorite gathering or conference in the space because it wasn't a bunch of NFT bros. It was builders, right?
Yeah.
And what you realize, and everybody here knows this, but like, there is such a concentrated group of intelligence that's working on this right now. Some of the smartest people in the world have dedicated their lives to make this work.
It's pretty incredible.
And those people are wizards.
So I have to say, like, I've been in crypto for a long time, since like 2012. You know, really 13. And I could tell you, like, you see a lot of the people who come and go, but there's so many wizards in this space who are like brilliant that I've watched over time. Like, I'm just like this small little footnote, and these people, like, you're watching and they're building. To me, like, a whole picture, crypto is like your book, right? It's like we keep writing this book.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings, if you read it, you know that's what it's all about, right?
Yep.
So to me, like that's why I love the fact that what you said about what you guys are doing and comparing it to crypto and blockchain. Because some of these people really are wizards, you know? Like,
absolutely,
they're building this amazing stuff. They're wielding this historical power. And the question is, what are you going to do? And at the same time, they're tweeting out, you know, dick butts.
Yeah.
And also building the future.
Yeah, no, which is an amazing like spell in itself. Like sometimes the best things start out as a joke. You know, that's like that's the practice of engaging in magic is like sometimes your spells go wrong and sometimes they change the world. You know, I think AI is actually in this territory now. Yeah. I actually think not to get dark, but we're going to lose control of it. But our curiosity is getting the best of us, and we're going to keep pushing it forward until it destroys us.
Well, we met with an AI doctor.
We did,
we
yeah.
had like a Zoom call with an AI doctor. Like I got pulled in last second, but we were talking to him for like an hour, or her for an hour and a half or so, and just the insight in it all is like
Wait,
really
is
amazing.
she AI?
Wait, how did this work?
Yeah.
We gotta go into this AI doctor.
Yeah.
No, it's a real human being, but she's got a doctorate in AI.
does she take insurance? Does she take insurance?
I thought you were like
I
talking to
thought
like
it
a
was an
virtual
AI that was a doctor.
No.
She was like, yo, that's
call
for an
an
Her
hour.
profession is literally the PhD
By the way,
with
Deez and I are starting a new healthcare service that's all AI.
Dude, by the way, no joke. I have friends who want
Telehealth.
to do that. They want to do like a telehub on the metaverse, and all it is AI. It's brilliant,
Yeah.
right? And then just in case you need to kill yourself, then they'll put
Elf,
you in touch with somebody
how many
who's real,
years?
you know?
How many years do we have left till it's over?
You know,
Like the Boston Dynamic dogs with
whatever,
ChatGPT. Like, are we 10 years out?
No, see, I think every estimation like cut it in half because that's the nature of AI is that it develops exponentially. Every time you think it's hit a road bump, it like in 2 days later it's gotten over
it
it.
fixed itself.
Yeah.
So like
Oh, the dog's doing backflips now.
right.
Oh my god, it's riding a skateboard. Like,
So-
and it just did a Tony Hawk 900.
You're like, yeah, it just blew everybody
It's on the
away.
mega
It
ramp.
just did a Tony Hawk Infinity.
Yeah, dude. It just did a quad
Well,
backflip.
Snowfro was telling us last night. He's like, yeah, I needed to create something, so he did it in 2 minutes. You know, like he created, like, you know, he just asked I don't want to say out loud what he did because he's releasing
Yeah,
it.
we can't link it,
But it was pretty cool. I was like, that's amazing. You don't have kids, right?
No.
So, okay, we have kids. So here's my question about AI. I truly believe that your kids are a little older than mine. My youngest, I'm pretty sure, who's almost 3, will have the choice of whether he could have a license or not. By then, we'll have cars. You'll be able to like pay a monthly fee, pick you up and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, okay, shit is changing because like, what's that? Like 10, 15 years away?
If that.
So like, my question to you about this whole AI thing is like, you know, with kids, like, you know, I'm an educator. What are we teaching them when all these jobs can be replaced?
Yeah.
That's a fucked up thing to think, right? McKinsey study did a big study right before COVID where they said like 51% of jobs right now can be automated.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with everybody?
I know.
You know?
But it's also going to spur new jobs that don't exist today.
So that's what a lot
I'm
of
not
people
so sure about that.
Not as many.
Yeah. Not as many. Yeah.
Probably not. I have a good anecdote about kids, though, in AI. Can I tell a fun story? Or unless you want to hear, go wax poetic for a minute.
for it. No.
Go ahead. Be smart. I'm gonna tell the stupid story.
No, Bear, go for it.
We'll talk about
go
you.
for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. This
kids-
podcast's
kids
not
in the
about
Doom.
being smart. So,
Kids in Doom. Okay, so I have a 13-year-old son. and a 19-year-old daughter. So the 13-year-old son, his hardest class is debate. And every week I have to spend like 3 to 4 hours with him, like putting together this like paper, right? You have to do research and then you have to cite the research and and you have to like put it in debate format. It's painful for both of us. And so about 2 months ago, it was time to write this paper again, 700 words. And the topic was, is digital technology good or bad?
Mm.
And so I thought it was a perfect time to put my computer in front of him.
I love it.
Pulled up ChatGPT, and I said, tell this prompt what you have to do right now. And he typed in, I'll mess it up, but he typed in like essay in debate format on whether digital technology is good or bad. 700 words, debate format. Types it in, return.
Yep.
His skin fell off of his skull.
Yeah.
He turned to me and was like,
Yeah. It's great.
but hold on. The end part is that he said he read it and it was perfect.
Yeah.
And he goes, but Dad, I would never use some of these words. I go, well, tell it to write from the perspective of a 7th grader.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
And then I go, listen, you can do this once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And he got an A. He got an A.
You opened the
so
door,
I will
dude.
say, I actually
And now we go to Doom.
So I actually think there's a great learning experience with that. So I actually think we could teach coding, and I do chat GTP with my daughter, and what we do is we make stories together, and then we go to AI and make pictures, and she makes little stories. Really cute. And what I'm doing is in school a little bit is now we're trying to find a way that, because it's a lot of coding, like, you know, the way that, you know, you have to put the words in exactly the way you need it. So
It's a skill.
There's a skill in prompts. The prompts itself is like block coding a little bit. So you have to do it the right way. I will tell you, in my school, we had a robotics competition, and my students were in it, and they came up to me and were like, yeah, we're getting trashed, man. Like, we're getting killed. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, what are you going to do? So they said, I said, what, you know, can you do anything? Like, yeah, if we could change the code, now we understand how it works in the pit, but that'll take us like 3 weeks to write. So I said, okay, I had beta at the time for that. So I gave it to them and I said, ask it to write the code for you right now. And they did. And they plugged it into the robot and they destroyed the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So
Skynet.
But but it was a really good learning experience because they had to like constructively put it together.
Yeah.
It scared me in the sense they're like, well, now you could just code this way, which I'm like, no, then you're not learning the code.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, you know, and funny enough, they came up to us like, how did you change the code so fast? And I said to the competition, we used the AI, and they're like, well, that's illegal. I said, it's not in your rule book.
That's right.
Yep.
And they're like, they went to check and they're like, yeah, it's not in the rule book. They're like, but it will be next year. Right?
And you were like, give me my trophy.
Right. Exactly. Like, you know, I won. So I think it is fascinating to think about like sort of like
trophy.
Yeah.
Wait, was there a trophy with nice?
Yeah, well, yeah. Infinite Objects was making the trophies.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to give them out. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting conversation to see what happens in the future. Like, with like, you know, like, but like my daughter's not going to have, like, my kids might not have a bus driver one day, right? My grandkids won't. The bus is going to drive itself. Probably.
There's a real like first mover advantage here. You know, I think you've seen the stories of like people winning art contests by submitting A art and the judges didn't know and they like won first place. Your son's like getting an A on his paper. There's like all kinds of people who are using it first and like using it to get ahead immediately.
Yeah.
But that's not going to last long. You know, you can apply this in the startup scenario and in entrepreneurship. The first people to leverage these AI tools are going to use it to great effect. But long tail on this, I think it's totally destructive. And you know, my stance right now
Destructive,
is
like you have a bunker in your house?
Maybe. I mean, when the AI gets consciousness, then yeah, it's bunker
Do
time.
we have a Forgotten Ruins Wizard City underground?
Ooh.
Is that part of the roadmap?
We're building it.
We actually, yeah. There's a spot undisclosed.
TBD.
Now,
Soon TM.
No, but we got to surf the Kali Yuga right now, which I don't know if you know what that means, but it's like basically a reference to the end times.
Yeah.
It's like imagine this doomsday tidal wave getting ready to crash upon civilization, but instead of fearing it, get your surfboard out and ride the wave. Like that's the
Like-
best.
like
almost
Bodhi
at the 100-year
in Point
anniversary
Break.
of the nuclear bomb.
right?
Last big wave.
Like, yo, man, this is it. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
out in the biggest
Yeah,
wave there is.
exactly.
Oh, God,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the best we
We
can
should
do.
change it
Cowabunga.
called the Bodhi. What?
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. Let's go all out, man. That's it. It's over.
That's what you're supposed to say.
Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
Did you ever see the original Point Break?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's a good movie. It's
classic.
a great movie.
Wait, there's two of them?
There was a
Oh,
remake.
yeah,
It was horrible.
let's not talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, when we see
Bears-
the original, we talk about the one with like Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with
That's the
Keanu
only one I
Reeves,
know.
like the legend.
Yeah, Johnny
yeah,
Utah.
Yeah, he's amazing. Johnny Utah. That's
I
right.
was just making sure, like, there wasn't one from like the 50s.
Yeah, that's what
No,
I
no, no.
And Red Bear.
By the way,
the
the
remake.
By the way, there probably was. Like it's funny. We went to LACMA yesterday with a bunch of people.
Oh, I saw this. How great.
Yeah, and it was amazing,
Rock picture.
so amazing. But we were
The
all standing.
Rock.
We were all standing there, and it was like really like I was taking pictures of all the stuff and sending to artists in our space. I'm like, yo, like look
Sam
at this.
Spratt.
Like, see, well, he had that.
The
some of-
Orator.
Like that was actually a great picture. But like some of like the degenerative stuff. And we were there with Eric Snowfro, and we're like, art borrows on art. It's just like fascinating to see. Like nobody knows who this guy is, but this guy, created this that looks exactly like something we're seeing now.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on the artist.
No,
in our
everything's
space.
derivative.
I think it's just
Everything.
everything is derivative.
Nothing's
and I think that's
original.
the same way with coding. I mean, I'm and even being creative. Like
Yeah.
Forgotten Ruins came from
Oh,
many
yeah, no,
things,
we-
for sure.
We deliberately pull on timeless archetypes. Yeah, the monomyth is like the base layer of all of our
Are
storytelling.
you a Star Trek fan?
Yeah.
Do you think Q is a magician?
I think he might be one step above. He's like a demigod.
He's like a demigod. So
Yeah.
you think there's a difference between a magician, a wizard,
Yeah.
and a demigod?
Yeah, I mean, like different lore systems have different definitions, but like to me, a wizard is oftentimes more of a medium between like some divine source and the earthly plane. I mean that's what Gandalf was. He was an emissary. I mean, even Jesus was like a wizard. He was like an emissary from God to planet Earth. So many of the wizards throughout history are play that sort of emissary role.
Did you have a father figure of some sort that was like a wizard to you?
In real life, no. I think my dad was just like a straight up dad type of dude.
Okay. He didn't do anything magic, like pull a coin out of your ear.
Never
like, oh,
pulled a
God.
coin or a
And
rabbit
then
out
you're
of
like,
a
I
hat.
made Forgotten Ruins.
Wasn't channeling sources.
My
Yeah.
dad was a wizard.
What?
Me. My dad was a wizard.
Oh, tell us about your dad was a wizard to you?
Magic did he do?
He so like he wasn't doing magic. Like he was a wizard to me. So what I mean by that is like he was bigger than the world, right? Like he was my guiding light. He instilled in me all of the things that I needed to be successful, and that's magic in itself, right?
No,
Yeah.
if I would say my dad is more
like
of
that.
a warrior, which is like someone who's more focused on just like physical might and
A
like
duck.
getting shit done. That's a derogatory way to say it, but yeah, someone who's just like unbeatable, like nothing gets them down. Like they're like a
Like they're
fucking,
strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
you always
yeah.
want to be like
Yeah.
that way for your kids. And we were just talking
Always.
outside, like, being a father is not easy sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure being a husband isn't for our wives. Not being a wife. I'm sorry, is not easy either. I should say that for the record because my wife is probably listening.
Well, thank God for them because we'd be living in a box
Dude,
without them.
And
I'm not joking.
by the way, I'm not kidding either. You and I would be like Randolph and Mortimer from like we're back, like we've been waiting because like our wives, like for me, my wife, and I know Dee's has an amazing wife. I don't know if you guys are you married? Hey, good luck. Good luck. Are you married?
Single.
Single. All right, he's a single one. Well, that's why you're in the porn house.
That's why I came.
This is, by the way, after this is the casting couch thing. And,
Perfect. I'm already on the couch.
It's just a preliminary conversation first. Trying to make
Andy's
sure
in the back getting dressed.
Yeah, Andy. By the way, Andy's really here.
I got my spank
He's
coins
coming
ready.
out. He's coming
Coming
out.
out. It's coming out in his robe. It's gonna be great.
Where's the ghost of Elvis?
No, we need to have like a separate thing about being dads
Yeah,
in blockchain.
being a dad is. I mean, we could touch on it, but like for me, I've said this in the podcast before. I think that about like I've become like even a smarter like trader because I have children. People are always like, "Oh, why did you like?" I remember He remembers last year, like in February last year, I started saying like, hey, everybody sell your PFPs, and not
Hey,
all
fuck
of them,
you.
and but get some money and pay your rent
Yes.
and take some profit.
That's such a dad thing to say.
Yeah.
That's a dad thing.
And everyone's like, "Oh man, you're such a how old are you?" I'm like, "Yo, dude, I'm trusting.
I'm a fucking adult.
Do
I
you
know
think
more
it's
than you.
like a tolerance thing though?
What?
Would you say it's because like a risk tolerance overall? Because of how much
it's
you're willing to risk?
because I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, let's say I have $200,000
Right.
worth of one JPEG,
Right.
and I know that my daughter, who's going to get married, is one day going to come like, yo, this wedding's $50,000. If that JPEG goes to 25K, I'm going to sit there like an idiot. Like, fuck.
By the way, push her down to like 30. 50 is
JPEG
Right.
paid for 4
50
weddings.
too much?
50's too
By the
much.
time
I got married just me and my wife.
married,
Yeah, well, that's
by
different.
inflation, it'll be like 150.
It'll be
Yeah,
150,
that's
right? So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, and then like owning property is super important and
Right,
things like
right.
that. So I think when you're a father, you have like responsibilities. And this is not like anybody who doesn't have kids. I'm not like judging them at all.
Oh, I'm judging.
Okay, Bear's judging you.
I'm
not me.
judging Elf. Just kidding.
But-
I love you.
Do you not want to have kids? Now we're gonna get
Oh
deep.
God. Here we
I
go.
want to have dogs. That's kind of the same, right?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, having a puppy and having a child is the same
It's the
thing.
same
The only
thing.
thing
Yeah.
is,
It's the same
I
thing.
can't send my
Totally.
kid to shit outside. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes I can.
Well, the
that
dog
back.
dies in like 10 years,
Yeah.
and then it's like you spent all this time
Right.
as a kid the whole time,
Exactly.
and it never grows up, and it's just gone.
Matter of fact, I mean, the truth is, if I had to really compare them, dogs are better. You know, you walk in. The best thing about dogs is you can like leave for 5 minutes. They think you died.
Yeah.
Then you come back in.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I missed you so much. My kid's like, yo, where the fuck is my money? Where's my iPad, bitch? It's dead. Charge your shit. I'm like, yo, relax. I just went to get you pizza.
Yeah.
Is it 16 slices or 8? Yeah,
Why did you get me square? I wanted circle.
I want circle, man.
I'm not eating this shit.
I'm trying to get you to have kids. The best part about having kids. It's not working.
Yeah.
He's really
I'm not
excited.
convinced yet.
Now, the best part about having kids is, in my opinion, I don't know about you, Bear, is that the ability to know that you're going to leave something in this world that is just a little part of you, I think is a very special thing. And I always felt that way. And as my kids get older, I know your kids are older, and you start seeing yourself in them a little bit more, there's something very,
Yeah.
humanistic and like, listen, we're on this world for a short time, and that's it. We could maybe download our consciousness one day, but I don't know if that's going to work in our time. And I just think that moment is a special moment for me.
Last thing I'll say about being a dad, just to add to that, we're getting all emotional here. I may cry. Is like my whole goal of being a father, and I got this from my dad and from my mom, is like I want to make a better version of myself. And I don't mean that like selfishly. Like I don't want them to be like me, but better. I want them to be themselves.
I don't think it's going to be that hard.
By the way, you're totally right. They're already way smarter than me. But that means I'm doing my job right. Anyway, just like better versions.
Yeah.
Because that has
And I
implications
think
in the
that's
world.
important, not just for you, but it's almost like our sort of responsibility for society.
Yeah, if we make
future.
them better, then
Yeah.
maybe the world will be better.
I was talking to like Ed Balloon, had an interesting
Love Ed.
moment. He's the
Love
man.
Ed.
And I went to him because my daughter, I was saying this last night, but I gave her a book on Maya Angelou, and it was a very weird experience for me. She said in the book, it said how when she was younger they used to like pick on her because of her skin color, and my daughter's like, what does that mean? She was like 5 at the time, so I tried to explain it to her. I was talking to Ed, and he was helping me like get through that. But it was interesting. I was talking to Ed about it, how it was a moment. They're so innocent.
They're a blank
Right?
slate.
Because they're the rest of this fucking society that's feeding us bullshit all the time, that's got into our heads. We have an opportunity to download this computer, this children that are in front of us, to make a better society. And I remember saying to Ed, I was like, I want her to be better than I was, but I want her to be better because I want society to be better.
That's right.
I want her to understand this from that perspective. And I think that's a really important thing. Strong. That's why you should have kids.
If I was to have a kid, I'd literally just make a super gamer. That's about it. So like
He doesn't have time for kids. He has to run our Discord.
Oh yeah, do you have to
And run
forget
gaming.
it. No, and game.
and
You
play
have to build.
Dookie Dash.
What score were you
can't
at
have
Dookie Dash?
kids.
I was at
Right.
one for a second. I eventually figured out that I could make a killing playing it for other people, though, so it wasn't really in it to win it. That sure.
Isn't that like? Are you allowed to say that on air?
I don't know why I wouldn't be able to.
I mean, everybody knows that.
No, I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's like there's like an underground like
Yeah.
society of people that were like running it for a while.
So
Like,
what score did you end up with?
I think like my highest score,
Yeah.
I think it was like 680 or so.
Oh, wow. So were you in the top 250?
I think a couple of them were. I don't remember all the ranks.
Wait, how much did they pay you to play the game?
I'm not gonna disclose that.
It was a disgusting amount. I'll tell you that.
So why are you working Forgotten Ruins?
Yo, why were you running a Discord when you could be playing Dookie Dash?
I
The
mean,
opportunity cost. You've been like, okay, so I got this guy on Fiverr. He's running the Discord.
I will say this: it was like there was 3 weeks of play, which
Yeah.
shouldn't have been 3 weeks. I'll
Yeah.
start there. But I love everything that you guys doing when it comes to pushing forward gaming, and they're doing it the right way, I think. But 3 weeks for the grinders of the people, like I would say 100, 200 people that were playing it heavily, that is way too long. I was doing 8-hour days of Forgotten Runes and 8-hour days of Dookie Dash.
Wow.
Like, just to play and compete, right? But I
Your boss is about to say something.
Trust me, I'm no boss. I just wanted you to touch on, because I thought this was really interesting, this idea of like the conflict between Web 2 gamers and Web 3. And I want you to talk about how you think that this actually was the start of like, the crack in that divide.
I'm actually really curious about that because I'm really big into e-gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I had my daughter play like with me a lot, plays a lot
Oh,
of
I
video
love
games with me. But, you guys are building a game, big support. I love what you guys do. I'm a big supporter of Parallel, right? I think what they're doing is great. And I could see these types of games. Like, I was just talking to Fitch about that. I was like, I have an e-gaming sports team in my school. I'm like, I would love to, like, the kids to start doing Parallel.
Oh, we're gonna
right?
okay. Let's vibe then, because like
we'll,
we'll-
like to me, like that's like it's the fastest growing sport. Matter of fact, I believe now it's the fastest growing college scholarship in the
It is.
country.
Wait, before you
I have a-
continue,
yeah.
I used to direct esports programs at a collegiate level. Used to run and coach them everything.
My students were number 2 in the tri-state area last year.
I love to hear
And
it.
one of them has an agent, and he's going to go to school to do it.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in esports. I think what's happening with blockchain when it comes to skill-based games, and this is like piggybacking off what you said, I think the crack is being shown that like the skill and the requirements to be good at esports in Web 2 is coming into Web 3, and people are going to get paid for it exponentially, like a very good amount to be able to be great at those things. And it does so much for the space and so much for the individual player and teams. But like esports will be the first adopters from the gaming world to come over here. We're seeing it happen right now. TSM just got picked up by Avalanche, right? Like Dr. Disrespect is making a game. Like they are coming here in hordes, and it will be those type of games.
And you think that's like, so that would be like the next, I think that and tokenization. I know D's, you always told me that the reason why you understood NFTs is because video games, right? Like that was your whole thing, right?
Yeah, we did a lot of RuneScape playing.
Yeah.
They did a lot of RuneScape. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did a lot of trading.
I got duped a lot in Diablo 2,
Lot of
therefore I know
merging.
about scams now, like stuff like that. Like, yeah.
What was
Yeah.
it about it that you thought that was like that applied?
For me, I did a lot of like merchanting in the game. We were like trading, and I would just try to market make this really illiquid high-end item. This is called like a third age pickaxe, and I would just try to be the person who had like the highest bid and then also the lowest ask, and then normally you could get like 10% each way, and there was like no tax or no rake on the market. So when I got into punks, it was like, oh shit, this is like third age pickaxes, but with like a little bit more unique identifiers.
Yeah.
And then that's how I like started trading punks, because before that I just traded shit coins, and shit coins are a bit different than trading like the video game items.
Well, trading shit coins was just like, who could get out first?
Yeah.
I mean, just playing musical chairs, and you're like, well, the seat's comfy, but like my favorite song is gonna come on in 10 minutes.
Dude, I don't
like,
remember.
I wanna
There was
keep
this-
dancing.
There's this guy named Tom Lee. I mean, he's still around. He ran, oh my God, which coin was it? It's like number 6 now. I don't remember. No, that was Banker. It was one of the bigger coins, and like one day he's like,
What about Charlie
"Hi
Lee?
everybody, I sold all my coins."
Charlie Lee.
What?
Charlie Lee.
I said
one.
Tom Lee. I meant Charlie Lee.
Yeah,
Why did I say Tom Lee?
I don't know.
Charlie Lee. And I remember when
Tommy Lee and Pamela
No,
Anderson.
there's a guy Tom Lee who is. There's a Tom Lee. There's a guy who like talks about crypto all the time named
Thinking
Tom
about
Lee.
this couch again.
It's a couch. But I
All
remember
comes
when
back to
Charlie
couch.
Lee's like, "Yeah, I'm selling everything." Like I remember talking to my friends. I'm like, "Yo, maybe we should be selling." They're like, no.
No, Charlie,
He's
did you hear
what he said?
This
He's-
is effective
he's di-
altruism.
Yeah, this was different. It had nothing to do with the
yeah,
fact
oh
that he's
yeah,
selling
yeah.
it.
He's still gonna stick around.
Slowly, we realized like, oh shit.
Oh, he just sold the
Yeah,
top.
he
off.
just sold the top, like and that was
He just took a really comfy
yeah.
seat.
So I think it's different now because I think what's happening is like just from that perspective of being built. There's something else to it. You know, it's culture. I agree. I think it's a lot of culture. I think it's a big deal.
Culture's important.
Like the beard culture. Let's talk about their beards.
What's with the beards, guys?
Do you have redheads in your family?
I do. Yeah.
Your mom, dad?
Red in here.
Yeah, my mother, my uncle, a couple. Yeah, maybe one other one I'm forgetting, but
Because like we all have red hair.
not yet. I'm trying to avoid it.
Oh, I picked up on your red. I saw you right away. I knew we were gonna get along.
Real respect's real. He's just like,
that's why when I saw Shiny for the first time, everybody's like, "Oh, let's talk about NFTs." I was like, "I want to talk about your red beard." You know, that's how we bonded.
That's how the bond
He's like, "Yeah, let's talk about that. I don't need to talk about NFTs." Do you put stuff in your beard?
This is new. This is like me growing up for 2 months and my fiance saying like it looks better. I'm like, cool.
Oh, do you like? She likes it.
Ooh, she's
That's
a
it.
keeper.
She's a
Yeah,
keeper.
well, that's the plan, right?
Well, they also find out later on. Sometimes it's more fun downstairs. Just so you know, if you like, sometimes don't shave enough here, and it gets really bushy. It's just like a new experience for the night. Then you got to shave it because like you can't like cue that twice in the night. Because then
Right.
you like give them something,
So
but you want them.
why beards always just get bigger then? Just a real reason?
Exactly, 100%.
About this outside where you're being.
Yeah, my wife told me that. I told her. She asked me how long I was going to grow my beard. I said I want to grow it to my balls. And she said that that's not possible. So I said, if I do it, that's when she'll allow me to have a threesome with her.
If you have
with her.
Right.
beard,
If I ball beard, I never even heard that before. Ball beard. Now I'm just saying, if you ever make a Forgotten Ruin, I need like a special one for me. I need a red beard down to his balls. I want a ball beard Forgotten Ruin wizard.
I'm like picturing like
Yeah, this is what I need. Can I make a commission of that?
what is it?
Can I make a commission of that? Because that's what I need.
What was like that TV special? It was like Rudolph Red Reindeer. They had brought in like the man of time or whatever it was. Who was that really?
I don't know what you're watching.
Oh man, what is it?
Do you do drugs?
Yeah, it's occasionally.
Yeah,
God,
okay, hold on. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
there's that special where
Oh
where
yeah,
he's, like,
with the penguin.
with the yes,
And
there's
the Norwal, the
there's old
Norwal.
guy. Who's the old guy?
Yeah.
Who's the old guy? Man, like he's the man of time. He's
Not the man of the time.
dude.
Santa Claus.
He's basically just like a naked dude with a huge beard, and I can't recall who it is, but like
Rip Van Winkle.
we'll go with that, but it isn't that. I'm gonna have to. I'll follow up.
Ball beard.
Well, exactly. This is
Just find out what it
building
is.
up to-
Subtweet us when we put out the episode.
There we go. My bad.
So you're growing out your beard.
I mean, I'm trying to. Problem is, it's going gray a little bit now.
Only because
any,
you
like,
think it's going to get you closer to a threesome. Is
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, when you're married as long as I have, sir. Okay.
No.
How long you been married, Beard?
I get it.
Almost 15.
So nice. So I'm married 18. Now wait. Okay, let's talk about something. Is it true that your wife and your son voices are on a very famous TV show?
You have it half correct.
Okay.
My wife and my daughter. Yeah.
Your wife and your daughter.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about this? Because this is amazing.
If not, it's okay.
Hey, by the way, if we're not allowed to, we could cut it. and then-
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I brag about her 24/7. I'm just trying to.
How did you know that?
I know things.
I told him.
Deez, come on. You can't give my secrets out.
No, don't apologize. They're on a. I'm trying to. Can I think for a second? Through my mind, if I can talk about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can
You
come
guys
back
can
to
cut
it.
it.
Yeah.
Thinking
Yes.
about all the NDAs that you.
Yeah.
No, I just
Not
want to like
fine.
kind of. She's not anonymous, but I'm just thinking about myself because I'm selfish.
Are you anonymous?
Not really. I mean, no one knows my name. No one knows my name.
You know
but
what's so
people
funny?
recognize
You
my face.
sound and look a lot like Holdy. Have you ever met him?
No.
You have the same
Interesting.
mannerisms and everything.
Do you
now
like
it's just
Holdy?
fitting. What?
Do you like Holdy?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Then we're good.
Cameras are
No, I
on,
love
yeah.
Coldy. I was like, scared me. Put me on the spot here. No, Coldy's a legend. He's a G. But just like, I mean, you're a lot shorter.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean, dude, he's like 8 feet tall.
Okay, that's true.
We're all shorter
He's
than
like
him.
6'9".
Yeah. He
Yeah,
might
no,
be
let's not do it if that's okay.
Okay, cool. So
I'll
we're
tell you
gonna-
all about it when we're done.
When we're done. Okay, listen, that's why we have the. That's like when we.
No, but I'll tell you this: Bear does know just about everybody in Hollywood, and that's
that
the
true?
truth.
No. I'm super old and I've done a million stupid
You
things.
cannot be that old. I wonder who's older. You were.
No, Bear hooked us up with Derek Kolstad. He hooked us
That's
up
amazing.
with Christian Nairn, aka Hodor. who narrated our trailer.
Yo, that's how you got him,
Fucking Hodor, dude.
dude. That's amazing. That guy's big.
He's awesome. He's physically big.
Yeah,
And he's a great DJ, by
There's
the
so
way.
many times
Really?
in the Discord
Fantastic
and just like
DJ.
dude.
talk.
Wait, hold on. He's a DJ.
He's a DJ.
We need to get him at like a crypto.
He was
event.
going to DJ our party in New York, but we decided to get Oliver Tree instead. big
Wait,
mistake.
is this year we're gonna have Oliver Tree?
No, that was last year.
Oh, that's the guy who wears.
He came out as one of our character,
And
He
then,
was Chad.
and then he body slammed the person. Then TMZ picked it
TMZ.
up. It was hilarious.
Great domino effect, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a great domino effect.
Okay, but
I did
when-
not plan that.
Wasn't as when we're in Discord talking about someone with an entertainment business, like I'll be chatting with like Elf or someone else and mention them. Bear's like, yeah, I know him. Like, have him on my phone. I'll call him right now.
I
Consistently,
used to be a
consistently.
screenwriter, and
Okay,
and then
that's
I was
cool.
an executive, and my wife is an executive.
is that what she still does now?
Yeah, she actually runs this company.
Okay, cool. Deep
It's
Voodoo.
Deep Voodoo. It's a deep
I
fake
love that.
company. And
That's a
anyway,
great.
I've just
That's a great name.
it's a great
actually.
name. Anyway, I've just been around, and those are my peers. It's not
Nice.
because I'm anything special.
Are
It's
you an
just
'80s kid?
Yeah, I guess I am.
So I am also.
Yeah,
We could bond there.
yeah.
What movie did you see as a kid that you remember that scared the shit out of you like more than anything?
Alien,
You Aliens?
and The Shining.
Okay, Shining scared me also.
Yeah,
I remember like I couldn't sleep. But
Yeah.
I remember I saw Pinocchio and like I peed my pants.
The Disney film?
Yeah, my mom took me
The
to
animated Disney
Dude,
film.
I was like 4 years old and like that whale came out of nowhere. I was like, yo, Mom, I never want to go back to the theater again.
Was it Monstro? Is that what it was?
And then she took me to see E.T. and everything was better after that.
Yeah.
And then I cried because I was like, I don't want to lose him.
No, I'll tell you what the scariest shit ever in the 80s was. Do you remember the made-for-TV version of It? Oh my god!
With the guy from Three's Company who passed away. A really nice guy. He looked really nice guy.
That shit was scary.
Yeah. What's his name from Three's Company?
I have no idea.
Knock on my door.
No idea.
Oh, by the way, Three's
hold on.
Company, that's a great show in the 80s also. But that was about a threesome.
John Ritter? Is that
John Ritter.
Yeah.
That, and what's his name was the clown. He was phenomenal. From
recent
Pirates
one?
of Penzance. No, from
Oh, okay. The original was good too.
no, he was what's his name from Pirates of Penzance? Not Pirates of Penzance. From Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Don't know.
He
But
played Rocky.
yes,
Tim Curry,
Curry. Yep.
and he's
that was
also the
it.
devil
Yep.
in that movie.
Legend.
That's
a badass.
That guy's a
movie.
fucking badass
That's
actor.
a badass movie.
Yeah. Now that you say that, like
Tom
that, he was,
Cruise.
and the new one, he was great. But Tim Curry was fucking freaky. Yeah, we just totally off the topic. Sorry, Deez.
No.
Yeah.
You don't know any of these movies.
I don't. It's
Jesus was
probably
never
one of
scared.
those like either Halloween or Friday the 13th. No. It was probably Saw. What it was like Saw.
Saw scared you?
Saw 2,
Is that an 80s
maybe?
movie?
No, that's more 90s.
Oh, okay.
It's younger. We're talking about
Yeah,
scary movies
there's
now.
Saw 1 or Saw 2.
I kind of like scary movies. Like I
We
was
were watching it in like middle school.
Yeah.
and
that-
it was like that contraption with all the spikes. Oh
yeah.
That's fucked up.
And
Also, what was that other movie that was like a video camera and they were camping? That scared-
Paranormal Activity.
No, the first.
Blair Witch Project.
That scared me. That scared me.
Actually, the other, you know what the scariest movie I've seen recently?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hereditary?
Yes. Dude, that was a freak.
That was
yeah.
really
scary.
Really scary.
Really scary.
Ari Aster, great director.
Yeah. Is he a friend of yours? No. Is that a lie? Okay.
Just assuming that's everybody.
I mean, I thought you know everybody. I was really excited. All right, let's talk a little more about Forgotten Ruins. So you brought some stuff here, like to give
Okay.
give out.
Forgotten Runes has the sickest swag.
Let's talk.
Like
let's talk
the
about
jackets on the table.
Can we? I want to show this to the camera. We have.
Yeah.
So they have. So let's talk about. Okay, this is the hoodie.
Yeah.
Can we zoom in on the hoodie? Yeah, let's take it out.
Yeah.
Do you want
Do a little
to?
unboxing.
do a little zooming.
Do you want to take
Jitcy.
off? Here, take off.
Do you want to
wearing
model
it now?
all of our swag?
Take this one. Is it the same one? Yeah. Just take it off anyways and put the new one on.
Doubles.
This is the porn house, sir.
Oh,
No, it's a different one.
It's
Oh
different.
wow, that's a nice bag.
Ooh.
I like these. So you have amazing swag. You have this. Tell us about this comic book, though. This is like.
Okay, so this was our first time we all of us ever made a comic. It was pure hell getting it made, and I'm talking from drawing it to coloring it to inking it to writing it to publishing it. Like everything was a first. But yeah, it came out amazing. In my opinion. Yeah, we put you in
It's
it.
ball beard.
Yeah.
Beard.
His beard's not quite grown out yet. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the content in there was created by the community. We just adapted a lot of their stories. And we've got 9 more issues coming out in production.
Tell him about Riley.
Yeah, and so the artist we have for the next 9 issues is this guy named Riley Brown, who is an artist who's been drawing Deadpool for like 10 years. He's freaking
sick.
amazing.
Top artist.
That's
He did
amazing.
the cover for this one. Nothing.
So you guys are really moving in that direction. Now, I'm going to ask you this question because in everything you're doing, and I've been following you guys for a while, and what you're telling us today, is your crowd really the NFT space, or is it our children?
I think it's multi-generational. We have all ages. Our community is honestly very diverse. And like, let me say maybe something controversial. Like when Poopy the other day said we're not an NFT project, I get what he was saying. Like, we are definitely an NFT project. It's at the core of everything we do. And everything we do is like an attempt to return value to the tokens. But
You guys can't hide.
I think
It's
we're
too
so
late.
much
He
bigger
said
than
it.
that. You guys are screwing around like I'm trying. Well,
What's
while
up?
I'm trying to talk.
Oh, sorry.
Are you guys? Let me ask the question.
No.
They broke down when I said Poopy. That's all you got to say.
Are you an NFT project?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We
Would
are.
you take?
We are, but we're so much bigger.
Okay, have
is
this.
the point.
I have a better question.
Okay.
If I said one of the following things, you would have to take VC money. Your penis would be on your forehead the rest of your life. Okay. Or you can never
I love
own,
you.
or
I
you
love
can
you.
never own crypto. Which one would you choose?
What kind of a question is
This
that?
is the question I'm asking.
That's
Hold on,
twisted.
the options
It's a
are
good question, right?
take
It is a great
VC
question.
money, have a dick on your head,
Or never be allowed to own crypto.
Wait, what's the first one?
Take VC money.
I mean,
See?
you put a dick on your head. Like, look at the pump.
Well, just to be clear.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Just to be
we can break
clear.
this down. What kind of
Matt-
penis? We go through that, yeah.
How big is the penis? How big is the penis? Is it circumcised? No.
It's not erect. It's just
It's
flaccid.
just flaccid.
flaccid.
face
So it
all
just
the
kind of falls here. Like,
No, no. I wanted to be serious for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
No, I just wanted
sorry.
to say, just because some people will like talk shit. We own the company Magic Machine fully, but when we did our game,
Right.
we sold some land tokens. He bought some land. Thank you, Dees. And so there were VCs involved in that, but
Okay.
that is sequestered to the game,
To the
not-
game
not
itself.
to the vision.
So you have no problem with the VC companies in
It
that?
depends. It
And by the
depends
way,
on how you went.
This far, they've
Yeah.
been totally fine.
And by the way, in my opinion, just so you know, like I believe very strongly that the community does need to wake up a little and realize like we could sell NFTs, but to 5,000 people is not enough.
Yeah.
And we need to break it.
There's a time there's a time and a place. The hardest thing with any company is scaling, and we're still 500,000 people just yelling at each other,
Yes.
and that will have to end, and
it'll
it will end,
and it will end.
And VC money is great at the right moment
Right.
when you're ready to scale.
Right.
What's dangerous is if you take money at the wrong time,
Right.
and it's too it's too gray in front of you, but you take money on a vision that is who knows if that's going to happen.
It's like
You have to be like bursting at the seams.
right, 100%. It's like actually ready. I'll compare it to Lord of the Rings. It's like you could trust Gandalf the Gray, but Gandalf the White knows what the fuck he's talking about. It's like the right time.
Well, earlier I said I wanted to have sex with Gandalf, so I don't know if that analogy is appropriate.
What does he do with that
Wow.
pipe? Now let's talk about this. I thought this was really interesting. It says "Read me." Can you tell us what this is? Because I'm like,
I don't even know what that is. Did we? That's not even one of ours, is it?
it says "Forgotten Ruins."
Oh.
Tat-
And it says
Because I was
"Read
really
me."
excited because I'm really
Open it up, Redbeard.
I'm gonna open it
Jitzy,
up
what is
because
that?
I'm
I have
all
no
about
idea what that is.
storytelling.
Read it.
And artists that are storytell, especially my kids. So let's see what this.
Is there anything? Why does
One of our community members made that.
Yeah, Meeple made that.
Meeple.
Oh, Meeple made. That's yeah. Okay.
Text in it.
I don't know. Is there anything in it? I think it's just a journal to write things in.
I had to read me.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
See?
Yeah.
Very Alice in Wonderland.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we make our swag, but then our community has like literally treasure boxes that they send out to our community that has
amazing.
all kinds of
You need
cool
to get
shit in
kids
it.
involved, man.
We actually.
We do.
we've had
We had a kid art contest once. Like our community members play Forgotten Ruins stuff with their
There's so
kids all
many
the
cool
time.
things you could do.
Yep.
Now let's talk about this jacket. These, I know you love this jacket.
Okay.
Super
no,
cozy.
I'm going to start off with this
Okay.
jacket. This was the most controversial thing that we've ever done. If you've seen that TV show Silicon Valley, I always call this the Pied Piper jacket.
Okay.
Because it's ugly as fuck.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. No, Bear, this is your brainchild.
No, tell the story.
No, go ahead. No,
I'm not talking. You tell the story.
Bear is totally responsible for the leather jackets. Some people in our cult hated him because they're like, what the fuck? This is for jocks. We're not jocks. We're nerds.
Yeah. So a year ago, my wife, because she's way smarter than me, was like, you guys should do like a varsity jacket. And I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Like, I probably wouldn't wear it, but it seems cool. And of course, she was on trend. So we design it with our friend Two Crows, who's in the cult, and he's big in LA and like fashion. And we design it. And then we like start teasing pictures. And the whole team is like, this is so lame. Shut it down. Half the cult was like, we're not jocks. Da, da, da. They're missing the point. It's not about wearing it to the grocery store. It's not about what it's about is about it's taking someone else's sort of alpha male culture and making it our own.
Yeah.
Right? Wizards wearing jackets.
By the way,
then
the
so
new
I shut
jocks
it down.
are nerds. So,
Exactly.
so
And
I
I shut it down because I got so much hate. And then for the next 8 months, everybody's coming out with leather jackets. And then like 2 months ago, Alf's like, yeah, whatever happened to that leather jacket? We should do a leather jacket. All these leather jackets are coming out. And so now it's available. But we sent it to Dee's early on. Well, because we made a couple for
Deez was a
friends.
believer.
I feel like I was ahead of the trend. I feel like I had this for almost a year now.
Yeah, no, you had it. And then I just got squashed by everybody.
I got an early prototype.
It's got history now. What was your take?
I have a take on it. Like, okay, so arguably I'm the demographic for Forgotten Runes. Like, I am from Community First and I got hired. Like, I was here from day one. Like, let's get this out of the way. The thing is this, though. Like, when I see like a varsity jacket, I think of high school again. When also
Give you swirlies.
whatever he was sort of well, also
Right. Like, I could never get one of these when I was in high school.
right, but I think like it was something about.
Unless I was like a cheerleader.
Yeah.
I just,
You were a
like,
cheerleader too?
No,
I came from the jock world though too. Like 9th grade, I played a lot of basketball, and then I swapped to being more of a nerd and did like all of my other stuff. But like,
Right.
I didn't really ever understand like the whole meaning behind getting one that often, and it always felt off of like showboating.
So you felt like you belong.
I felt like I didn't belong around this, and therefore I think a lot of people that come from like a nerdy and introverted and blockchain space look at that.
They
and
got
think
beat
might
up by
think
all the
same
kids
thing.
Right. So they had like
Right,
PTSD.
exactly. Yeah.
But I'm
So,
saying
like,
we're fucking in charge.
Right. Unless Bear is like really just doing psyops and he was the bully in the jacket back in high school. So I'm gonna fuck with these guys.
I was the stoner.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, that could be why. I'm just saying, try and think of like why the community might have like came out and been like, we don't like this. Like, I think it's cool regardless.
I can't believe we're talking about the jacket right now.
Well, I mean, it's here,
jacket.
but it's interesting. You guys listen to the community a lot. I know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, half the people on the
Jitcy
team
was
are from the
from the
community.
You were part of the community first.
100%. And then like I showed them my gaming perspective and everything else. And I mean, I make the joke all the time, but it's really
That's funny
real.
because Parallel is the same way.
I said I would literally. I say the joke all the time is that either they were gonna hire me or they had to kick me out of the cult because like I just wasn't going away. Like
We tried to kick him out.
and then they're like, all right, well, if you're not gonna go away, then we probably should hire you. So here we are.
Did they make you do initiation?
Oh yeah.
We hazed him.
Yeah.
You hazed him?
For like a year.
Did they make you have sex with Gandalf?
We gave him a swirly.
He just got out of the wheelchair like 2
Shall
weeks
not
ago.
pass until
No, he was great because we never wanted to be a gaming company. Like we
Right.
see ourselves as like an entertainment brand, and that's why we hired like a real gaming company to help us make the game. But what we realized is more and more we're going to be touching this interactive gaming space, whether internally or externally. And to have someone like Jitcy who that's been his life for. I mean, he created programs at colleges.
that's amazing.
So for us, Jitcy is the tip of the spear when it comes to anything gaming, understanding what's on
And
trend.
I think that's just also like a really interesting moment for people to understand what our community is about.
Yeah.
Right? Here is an emerging technology, an emerging community, emerging like finance, like everything we're doing, right? Economy. And you're in the chat room, right? You have skills. If in any other time period, if someone was building something, you could never have that chance to be able to be a part of it because you don't have that direct access. this gives you that direct access that individuals are getting now to be able to be part of something that they couldn't be before. And I think that's a very sort of telling moment.
Redefining fan and franchise.
That's 100%. That's,
Yep.
All right, guys, this was amazing. I really thank you guys for coming. Deez, speaks so highly of you all the time. I think his hat was the other way, and he just turned it inside out. He's trying to fuck with us right now. But we should do this again, and really great.
Sorry
to
for
meet all of you.
miscommunicating.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, you're gonna be here at 11. I'm like, what?
I was like,
No,
you got the morning. I'm like,
It's all good.
no, it's been great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, and really appreciate what you guys do. Obviously, you've been with us since the beginning, and I think long form interview styles like this are really important. And it's not about shilling. You guys are actually just finding people that you're interested in, and it's not just PFP projects. It's not just creators. It's also collectors, and so I think it's a big part of what needs to be happening. So
we're having Poopy on right after this, by the way.
All right. Poopy. When's Andy coming
He's
out?
going to giggle the whole time.
we might not see Andy till Thursday.
Yeah, Andy, we're trying to. So, Deez, you want to close us out here? And
Yeah, do you guys have any shout outs or this probably isn't going to air for a hot minute, honestly.
That's all right.
But if there's anything you want to throw a shout out
Just
for.
hey Dota, wish you were here.
Yeah, dude, thank you for all shilling my
Ordinals.
ordinals.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug, for shilling.
And
By the way, by the time this comes out, I sold all of them. Just for the record, they're all gone.
And to the rest of the cult, put your rune on the door and channeling out from the Quantum Downs. This has been Elf.
Love it.
Boom.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.